Hey guys, what's going on? My name is AJX and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be going over the new 1.8 Halloween update for Fortnite. So the first thing I'm going to get into is the new potion called Slurp Juice. Now Slurp Juice is a regeneration potion that grants 1 health and 1 shield per second for 25 seconds. Slurp Juice can heal players all the way up to 100 health like a medkit. So there's another method of getting full health now. These can be found in the same locations as other consumables, and you can stack them up to 2 at a time. So again, it is kind of like a shield potion. As you can see on the screen right now, that's what it looks like. So it's sort of similar to a potion. It takes a few seconds to drink. It's one of the other only things that can get you up to full health. So the next thing is the item shop. Now players can purchase a unique array of outfits, gliders, pickaxes in the new item shop. So it says offers will rotate on both a weekly and daily basis. All items sold are cosmetic only and do not grant any competitive advantage, which is a really good thing, I think. Purchased items can be equipped in a new locker screen prior to starting a match. Also note that purchases from the Battle Royale store do not carry over to the Save the World mode either, so yeah, watch out for that. So the thing I do want to mention here is it's cosmetic only, and I think that's probably one of the best things that they could have done in this case scenario. I am aware that Battle Royale is a free game. I don't think the Save the World mode is, so could be wrong, but Battle Royale is definitely free, so I don't mind if they add in like microtransactions as long as it doesn't make the game unfair and you get like an extra 10 damage on guns or anything. If it's cosmetic, that's completely fine and I really don't mind that. Although you do buy these things with things called V-Bucks, which you can only purchase from the store, and they are a little bit expensive, but yeah, it's only cosmetic stuff and it really doesn't matter that much. So the next thing is the locker, and this is basically where you can change your banner, your outfits, gliders or pickaxes where you have bought from the item shop. So the next thing is leaderboards. Now this was in the game before, but it didn't actually work. It said it would be coming in a later update, and it was this one. So basically it says rank up against other players and friends in the following categories: total wins, solo top 10 and top 25, duo top 5 and top 12, squads top 3 and top 6. So basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. The more wins you get, the higher you'll be on the leaderboard. The more times you get in the top 10, the higher you'll be in the leaderboard. There are currently 2 types of leaderboards, however. There's a division leaderboard and a friends leaderboard. The division is a group of 50 active players competing against each other to see who will take the top spot. You are automatically assigned to a new division each week, and each match type, so solo, duos and squads, get its own separate division, which is quite good. The friends leaderboard is basically you can compare yourself to your friends by turning on the friends only on the leaderboard screen. All leaderboards reset weekly on Wednesdays, it says, so only players on your platform are included in the rankings. Expect improvements in incoming releases, which is very promising, and that's good to hear. Season levels. Seasons will give a player a chance to level up their character and earn unique seasonal rewards and a banner flare. So you can see here it says the first season will give players a chance to level up to 100. I've played maybe about 9 or 10 games, we won one of them and got top 25 at least in the others, and I'm about level 7 right now, so that kind of gives you a rough idea how much XP you get every game, depending on how you do. Banner Flare is awarded in levels 2 to 49, giving players an additional way to show off their mastery. There are 2 unique rewards that will be provided in the first season. I don't actually know how long these seasons last. I don't know, but hopefully we will find it out quite soon. These will only be earned by seasonal progress and cannot be obtained by other methods at this time. So once you reach level 10, you can get a unique seasonal banner, and once you reach level 25, you will get a unique seasonal glider. Players can also boost their seasonal levels by participating in daily challenges, which this is something that I'm a big fan of. I love daily challenges. But it says here a new challenge will be provided each day with the ability to have up to 3 active challenges in total. If it's anything like Battlefield 1, I believe, that's good because I really enjoyed that kind of method where you were given some challenges each week, I think, but this is just days. Completing daily challenges will provide the player with its seasonal level XP, so yeah, that's how you level up faster, I guess. So team voice chat for consoles. If you have a microphone, you can now chat to your squad mates on PS4 and Xbox One. I assume this is if you're solo queuing and you want to speak to people that you've found maybe in a duo or a squad, which I didn't actually realise wasn't in consoles before, I think. That was a little bit unfair, but they've added it now, so that's good for console players. PC players have push to talk enabled by default, and it's bound to the Y key, so if you want to speak to your team, press the Y key. But on consoles, it's voice activated by default. I assume you can change them if you want to have it push to talk on console. That would be a little bit confusing though with a controller, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's why they've got it voice activated by default. Voice chat is enabled by default, but you can actually turn that off. So if you don't want to listen to other people, then you can turn it off if you want. So to use storm effects, players caught inside the storm zone may be in for a fright. New effects and visuals make for a much more intense experience. The storm wall has been updated as well. Run to safety. So as you can see here, they have definitely changed the storm up a lot. I actually got a bit confused what it was to begin with. I thought it was like the massive mountains and everything, and my colours were all inverted or something, but it turns out it was actually the storm. So yeah, that's what the storm looks like now. Combat Pro controller configuration. The new Combat Pro controller config is aimed at keeping the user's thumbs on the sticks as much as possible, so they can make fast weapon swaps and build quickly. We're trying to add familiar feel for shooter players, placing the map button as a button in the middle of the gamepad and taking crouch off a bumper button. Access a new controller config from the controller tab in the settings menu, and be sure to select apply to save the change. So they've also made some changes to the gameplay now. Instead of having to manually collect all all ammo and building resources, you now just have to run over building resources, ammo and traps, it says. So as you can see here, you don't have to pick them up. You can still pick them up, I believe, from a range. You don't have to run out in the middle of the open. There's still the option to pick it up, so that's good. But your player will loot these items automatically when walking over them. Dropped items will not automatically be picked up, but you can still manually pick them up as it says there. Reduce supply drops health from 2,000 to 1,250. So I never actually really shot down any balloons before. I always just wait for them to come down to the ground, but I guess maybe it would be a bit of a smarter idea to shoot them down. But I did hear a lot of complaints before saying that the health was way too high, so they've lowered it almost by half. Items which are spawned from treasure chests or ammo boxes are now less likely to be clustered together, which I have definitely noticed. Before, they'd all maybe be in like one pile and you'd have to pick other things up to go and get the thing behind it. But they're all kind of more spread out now once you open a chest or an ammo box, so that is a lot of help. They've also reduced the chance of a storm safe zone appearing at the edges of the island, so it's a lot more randomised now. And I did realise before, if I went to one edge of the island, it would always be at the other edge. So I think it's a little bit more centralised now, or it's just more random. It could be either of that too there. Fixed supply drops not falling from structures in various cases. There's a few of these glitches that I never really experienced, but I guess that they were quite common, and it's good that they've been fixed. They've also fixed a bug which caused stacked items not to automatically add to the quick bar when they were picked up. So weapons, they've adjusted the submachine gun characteristics, not the tactical variant though. They've changed the common / uncommon damage from 11 to 12. A rare submachine gun has been increased from 12 to 13 damage, and the reload time has been decreased by 15%. Sniper rifle projectiles now leave a visual trail behind, so once you shoot a sniper bullet, people will basically be able to get a rough idea of where you are, so you're going to have to move quite a lot when you have a sniper now. Assault rifle reduced accuracy penalty while moving, so you're a little bit more accurate when you're shooting and moving at the same time. But this only affects the M16, I believe it's called, the AR. A lot of people call it different things. It's this one popping on the screen right now, that one, because it doesn't affect the burst or scoped ones there. But there has been some changes made to the scoped assault rifle. They've updated the visuals while zoomed in, as you can see there. And the tracer effects and the smoke now watch the weapon's behaviour. I can't speak. Fixed an issue which caused the transition from the hipfire position to target in to rotate the player cam downwards. Something I never experienced ever, but I guess, again, it was a common issue. Fixed an issue which caused recoil weapons not to recover if you began reloading while recoiled. So maybe this did affect me and I just didn't know. I'm going to use that as an excuse as to why I die so much, but I don't have that excuse anymore. Controls, the aiming sensitivity on controllers now scales with your weapon zoom, similar to how it does with a mouse. This changes the previous sensitivity adjustment we made to scope weapons, so I realised when I was playing console just now, the sniper, even I think I was adjusting the right setting, I'm pretty sure I was, but even at 100, it's still really slow. They've also changed the Z and X keys to 5 and 6 by default, which I don't understand why it was originally like that anyway. It was impossible to hit those keys, so I did just change it to 5 and 6, which is a lot easier. This obviously doesn't affect you if you're using a controller. Improved analog stick responsiveness when rotating the camera, so it should now be easier to make fine adjustments to your aim on controllers, which definitely it is, I've noticed. Improved how interactions such as teammate revives, pickups and opening doors I prioritise when there are multiple possible options. Again, I have noticed a significant difference in this since the last update. They've also smoothed out the camera transition between riding the battle bus and beginning to skydive, which again I've noticed as well, so definitely some noticeable changes in this update. But I've also noticed when you're skydiving you don't go that far anymore, you just kind of drop a lot quicker. I don't know if that's just me, but a lot of my friends were also saying that. So they've added a lot more loot to the area with containers south of Tomato Town and shifted the containers to better align with the building grid. They've also fixed issues where grass could be hidden on certain types of terrain, which I don't know what that exactly means, but anyway. There's various fixes for terrain seams and floating objects. There's also fixed some objects that were previously indestructible. I don't know what those objects were though. Audio, voice chat now works while spectating teammates after the match ends. There's also they've also decreased the distance players can hear ceiling and wall trap audio. I believe before you could hear it from quite a distance, but now I can tell that it's quite close you have to be to hear it. They've added an ambient zap audio to placed wall traps. They've also fixed an issue which caused footstep audio to be drowned out while other sounds were playing, such as maybe reloading or opening doors or something. Fixed an issue which could cause footsteps sounds to trigger multiple times per step, which could really actually mess a lot of things up. You might think there's lots of people surrounding you, but there's only one. But yeah, I do remember that happened to me quite a few times. So they've also changed the UI quite a lot, as you can see here. They've added several new ways to access the item shop, locker and other new features which they've added in this update. They've also added a season shop tab which is not actually functional yet, it's in development as it says. It also says it will be implemented in a later update. They've changed how the message of the day news is displayed, like that little update, it always says like 1.72 update is now live or something every time you load the game up. It says the message now pops up before you enter the matchmaking lobby, but only if there's new information added since the last time you saw it. So you won't be saying the same thing over and over again, which is good. They've improved the look and feel of the stats interface. Now I didn't actually see a lot wrong with the previous stats interface, and when I first seen this I got a bit worried, but well, not worried, but like, why did they change that kind of? But it's not anything drastic, as you can see here. They've actually made it look a lot nicer. They've changed the whole interface, and generally they've cleaned it up and made everything just look a lot nicer. It looks brilliant now. They've also adjusted the rarity color for consumable items. The chance of finding these items in chests or the world remains unchanged. But I have noticed there's been a lot of shields. I think I've picked up roughly 15 shields in about 7 games. I don't know if they've changed it. It says they haven't, but I have noticed a lot of shields going about. But it says the medkit is now green, which is uncommon. I believe it was previously grey, I think. They've also made the shield potion rare now, which is blue. They've added a highlight background behind the currently active building resource. So as you can see over on the side, that just looks a lot nicer as well. The menu can now be opened while spectating, which is a massive bonus, because when you're spectating your friends, all you can really do is watch them, and which I guess isn't a bad thing unless they're bad at the game, but yeah, at least you can change your sound or whatever now. Resources can now be dropped while using a controller. I didn't actually realise you couldn't drop resources while using a controller, so glad they've added that in. They've also removed show grass option from the options menu in Battle Royale. Grass and foliage is always intended to be visible. This actually does cause a lot of games to lag, I've noticed, like grass and all that, but I guess it does give that players an unfair advantage, so yeah. Fix an issue which caused your weapon to continue firing after opening the full screen map. They've also fixed an issue which caused the final damage done to an enemy not to display hit effects, and they also fixed an issue which caused the reticle to remain faded out after reloading or when out of ammo. They've also updated some performance settings here. Trees and foliage will no longer cause very low frame rates when material quality is set to anything lower than high. Implemented profile guided optimization to help overall CPU performance on consoles, and they also improved thread affinities on console to help overall CPU performance too. I've noticed the game does run a little bit smoother now than it did before this update. Improved animation system performance. They've reduced hitching issues on all platforms and fixed grainy visual artifacts on trees with certain graphic configurations. Now the last bit is known issues. They've said that selecting a party member in the lobby will display an incorrect banner, and other players' gliders might appear lopsided if a glider cosmetic is equipped. Oh god, okay, that was a lot of speaking there, but yeah, hopefully this video was a little bit informative, and if it did help or you did enjoy, leave a like if you want to see more Fortnite videos from me, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.